In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Caster to launch SikuliX commands by voice. If you're wondering what is SikuliX, it's fast image recognition software that lets you do all kinds of cool stuff, and you should check it out here. So the first thing we're going to do is get SikuliX. We're going to download the current stable version, which will be version 101. So download this Sikuli setup.jar. I already have it, but before I run it, I need to set two environmental variables. So right-click on my computer, Properties, Advanced System Settings, Advanced tab, Environmental Variables button. The first one is going to be Java Home. This is going to be the path to your Java JRE. So for me, I'm running Java 8. You're going to need to shorten the name of the program files folder. If you have 64-bit Java, it'll be progra_1, and if you have 32-bit Java, it'll be progra_2. The next one is Sikuli Home, and that will be the location that you downloaded the Sikuli setup jar to. So you're going to run it. You will need Java installed before this. Okay, so this is asking you what packages you want. It's going to download them for you and stick them in that same folder. So we're going to select pack 1, and then we're going to come back and do pack 2. For whatever reason, if you select them both at the same time, you still only get pack 1. Pack 1 is the Sikuli IDE, which you'll be using to create your Sikuli commands. And pack 2 is Sikuli script, which is how Caster runs them. It's the command line interface. Alright, at this point Sikuli is installed, and I'll show you how to use the IDE later. And at this point you have to restart your computer. This is not going to run okay if you don't restart your computer. Alright, I've just restarted my computer. Now that we've set things up on the Sikuli side, we need to go and set things up on the Caster side. So in your C natlink macrosystem caster bin data folder, there's a file called settings.json. Looks kind of like this. You're going to have to go into the paths section, which is this section right here, and change 3 paths. First one is the Sikuli compatible Java exe path, and that is just the full path to your Java exe file on your system. If you have Java 8 64-bit, then this will probably be your path. One important note, do not put backslashes in the settings.json file. They will be read as escape characters, and they'll mess stuff up. Front slashes only. This next one is optional. The Sikuli IDE jar path, that's the path to Sikuli IDE.jar. If you don't put this one in, you won't be able to launch the IDE by voice, but that's not really a big deal. You could always launch that one manually. What we really care about is the ability to launch the commands themselves once they're made. So here's the important one. Sikuli scripts jar path. This is the path to sikuliscripts.jar from pack 2. This is how Caster launches Sikuli commands. Alright, and then come back up here in the miscellaneous section and make sure that this Sikuli enabled is true in lowercase letters. True. Once you've done all those things, you should be able to reboot Dragon and see the Sikuli server pop up. Don't get rid of it. Just minimize it if it's in your way. You need to leave that running in order for Sikuli commands to work. Reboot Dragon. Alright, so here's the SikuliX caster server. The reason we're using a server in the first place is it takes SikuliX about 10 seconds to load up, which is way too long for any voice command. But if you load it up and leave it sit in memory, the commands execute almost instantaneously. So we can just minimize this, and then I'll show you how to make SikuliX commands. So let's come in here, open the IDE. Okay, so now we can make a SikuliX command. Let's just make a really simple one that will click the npact icon. There we go. Now, you have to make your SikuliX commands in a particular way so that caster can read them and turn them into spoken commands. First, you have to do from Sikuli import all. Next, when caster is reading through these files, it looks for functions that start with the word export and an underscore. And let's call this function click packed. Caster looks for these function names, and it looks for the file name, and it will make the spec of the command that you're creating the file name plus everything that comes after export. So if I call this file desktop.py and I call this method click packed or export click packed, then I should be able to say in caster desktop click packed in order to do this right here. So let's do that. I'm going to save it as desktop. I should also mention right here that when you save it, you have to save it to a particular location. You have to save to C, netlink, macrosystem, caster, async, Sikuli scripts. And make sure you just use their normal save as, which will save it as a .sikuli. Do not do this. You don't want to save it as .skl. That's not going to work. Now I should be able to refresh SikuliX by saying refresh Sikuli. Refresh Sikuli. And as you can see, here's my list of available commands. It sees desktop click packed and monitor select, which is my other one that I use. So let's try it. Desktop click packed. Once again, desktop click packed. And there you have it. That's about it.